was a little bit of ethanol. It's a little more than there usually is. Kind of surprised me. No box cars, just train, intermodal, and then you got all your ethanol, which I'm like 90% sure it's what they mainly do. I don't know if they do like anything else other than ethanol, like crude oil or something like that. But last time I checked, I think they mainly do ethanol. But I want to talk to you guys about something really quick. I know there's a lot of you who sit and will actually listen to me. Actually, let me just... But I know there's a few of you that after the train goes through, most people are like, the train's gone, let's get out of here. But I know a good few people that'll stick around, because it's kind of something important. So, I got my vest on here, my high-vis vest, okay? It's Norfolk Southern employee issued, okay? And I, was specific and said employee issued because recently I got another one coming in tomorrow. Let's see if I can. Nope. Okay. Yep. I got another one coming in tomorrow, and it's another Norfolk Southern one. And this one on the back, it says "I am coming home" with the Norfolk Southern logo, but it's actually pretty cool. I might put a picture of it up right now as I'm talking to you guys about this, but I picked it up for a pretty good price, and a lot of you most likely don't know, but what I do is not only railfan, but if I can get my hands on official or employee issued, however you want to say it, any railroad company, anything high visibility, or just in general, like I even have on my Norfolk Southern employee issued hat, first in service. Pretty cool. I like it. But no, I do this because, as you can see, I'm out in the night a lot, like a lot, the majority of the time. So I always wear high visibility, and I could go out and get a normal high vis vest, which I did. I do have a normal construction issued, you could say, because it's usually used on a construction people. You can tell with the orange, but high vis vest. And then I have a lot of employee issued BNSF, and I have this vest right here that I'm wearing is the only vest that I have on me right now that was employee issued for Norfolk Southern. Now, I do this not to impersonate employees of Norfolk Southern. I want to make that clear before I continue. I never made an attempt to impersonate a railroad employee or worker ever. Not for BNSF, not for Norfolk Southern. The reason why I get this stuff is because I like those railroad companies, and I am trackside the majority of the time. Like this Sunday, I'm going to give you a spoiler just because it's kind of serious, I guess you could say. This Sunday, I'm going up to Mendota with my father, and we're going to see all we can catch. And Mendota is owned by BNSF. They have lines, and in one Amtrak line. Obviously, foreign power is always an option, but the moral of this story is I'm going to be wearing my high visibility for BNSF on Sunday because it's their territory, and that's what I do when I have my different vests. If I'm in Norfolk Southern territory, I'll go and put on my Norfolk Southern one, not to impersonate an employee, but because I think it's pretty convenient. When a lot of people recently telling some people about it on Facebook of all places. Yeah, I know you're looking for trouble when you post anything on Facebook. I thought it was a bright idea to just let people know I'm very excited about the brand new vest I have coming in tomorrow, because this is my hobby. Okay, this is my hobby. This is what I like to do. This is what I enjoy. Hold on. One second here. Anyway, this is what I like to do. Okay, I collect official, employee issued, whatever, or just official anything that's railroad related to my favorite companies. And when I posted that on a very specific group page, for, full of train enthusiasts, I got a lot of backlash from it. Even one guy saying if he ever saw me doing that, the cops would go and arrest me for it. And, which, maybe if I was on private property owned by that railroad, but I don't trespass on private property. I stay on public. Like right here, yes, this is owned by Iowa Interstate, but if anyone has a problem with it, I'll stand on the road. Because they don't own the road, they own a wide area on both sides of the track and the track in general. But I don't trespass. I like recording trains, and I also follow the rules as best as I can. If I'm not aware of the rules, for whatever reason they would change in different areas, then that's a different story. But there's pretty simple rules, and it's stay off the tracks. Now, there's an exception, in my opinion, if you are aware of trains, like Iowa Interstate. I know there's not going to be a train for the next few hours, so going over here and doing this is perfectly fine, because there's not going to be a train for the next few hours, and I am 100% sure of this, because I'm very knowledgeable in this area, I'd like to think. But what I'm trying to get at is if anyone does not like what I'm doing and going around wearing these vests, I don't care. I know I'm not saying I've gotten any backlash on YouTube, but I am addressing the issue because it has just become really bad today when I posted that. But for anybody who cares and thinks it's such a big issue, I don't care. I talked to one of my friends. It's my neighbor. He works for BNSF. His name is undisclosed. I'm not letting you know. And he works for MAO, Maintenance of Way. And he's on the trucks. And I asked him, if I wear, and no, I will let you know right now, I did not get any of my BNSF gear from him. I bought it all directly from the distributor that makes them and gives them to BNSF, and that is Sportech Safety, which you can get into on their website and spend $80 to $100 on whatever you prefer, and they'll ship it directly to you. No questions asked, no questions answered. The only thing they say is if you're a BNSF employee, we'll give you a discount, but you don't have to be a BNSF employee to order off of there. And I never went to him and asked him for anything whatsoever, the sheer case that he'd get in trouble for it. But I asked him personally, if I'm wearing any of my BNSF stuff and it was you saw someone doing this and they didn't work for the company, what would you do? And he said, I don't care. As long as you're not messing around on the tracks and going around telling people you work for the company when it's not true, it's not an issue and you can't get in trouble for it. Now, do these rules actually apply? I don't know. But when it comes to railroad workers, I'm sure they typically all think the same. Most of them have a giant stick up there, you know what, and they're kind of douchebags. But the majority of them really don't care as long as you're not messing with anything that they have going on here. They don't care what you do. But what I'm trying to get at is I don't care. This is my hobby. I'm not letting people say these things and gonna try and make me not like what I do, because that's not how I roll. I don't care what anybody says. This is my hobby. It's what I like. I don't go around shaming what people do. I don't go around saying, yo, your hobby sucks. This is what I like to do. It's no simpler than that. It's a hobby. It's what I like to do, and I'm gonna keep doing it. There's literally nothing anyone can do to stop me. I want to make that clear right now. Again, not saying I've received any backlash on YouTube, but this is just letting you guys know. I know not too many people stay this far anyway. I know Paul probably will. How you doing, Paul, by the way? I'm not trying to keep this negative. I'm just letting people know. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Paul might say something. He probably is going to say, oh, there's a lot of ethanol colors. Yeah, you're right. I don't know why there were so many ethanol colors. It's kind of strange. I mean, good for them. Like, no doubt, good for Iowa Interstate, but that was kind of weird. But let me know what you guys think. Am I doing the right thing? Or where do you draw the line for this type of stuff? Can you just wear vests and that's fine? Do you not think I should be wearing these vests? Because if I'm not wearing my vest, I'm just going to be wearing fully black when I'm standing right there. Hello.
1084 is displayed. 1084 has a little bit of the yard limit service, mile 195. Interstate 519 East reporting clear on track 1084 between yard limit Silvis and milepost 95 at 20:03, 2003 hours. All main track switches handled within these limits are line locked and checked in a normal position. Is that correct? That's correct. All correct. No switches handled. I hope they got you going to Panuca. Doesn't look like the ICV's left yet, or? Yeah. Alrighty. Have a good trip, guys. Dispatcher up.
Anyway, point being is that I'm not listening. Because I will do whatever hobby I like to do. And I don't care what people have to say, but I'm not doing this to impress people. I'm not doing it for any other reason other than I like to do it. I don't care what people think. It's not like I stole these things. I bought it with my own money off of people that were selling it on eBay and other, well, it's mostly just been eBay, but Sport Tech Safety and eBay have been the main two places I've got these things from. And in my opinion, as long as I'm not going around saying, hey, I work for Norfolk Southern, I don't do that, and I would never. I respect the rails, as corny as that sounds. It's true. There was one time, I'm going to tell you guys a story, okay? I was in Rochelle, the first time ever wearing my BNSF gear, and there hasn't been a BNSF train all day. So it turns out there was a derailment sending a shipping container into the river. Can't remember which one. This was a few months ago, keep in mind. This guy in a car went in the parking lot, turned around and talked to me. He's like, hey, what's going on with the trains? I said, what? And my father noticed he was talking to me, so he came over and he's like, where's all the trains at? I'm like, I don't know. He's like, don't you work for the railroad company? I'm like, no, I'm just wearing the vest. He's like, oh, okay, all right. Well, thank you anyway. I'm like, yep. And then a few nights ago when I was at the defect detector, the Iowa Interstate crew, not the normal one, did a horn rhythm. I told you about this, the horn rhythm that actually the train crews do when they see a train, not train worker, but a worker, a MAU, I guess you could say, just to alert them and let them know. But the point being is there was no harm done in any of those situations. And even though I would definitely say that wearing this definitely causes some confusion, but some people, one of the many comments was, where doing stuff like this scares off other rail fans, thinking that there's manager out there doing testing or MAU workers over here. Well, if I was working for MAU, where's the rest of my crew? Where's the pickup truck that I'm in? You think I just walk around? It's not how it works. I know that's not the first thing people think of, but come on. Why would a crew, a person that worked for this railroad, just be out here with a radio scanner, not even a two-way radio, wearing all of this wacky crap with a camera recording trains, which that one, I mean, some workers will record trains typically, but my point being is it doesn't make any sense when you think about it to say that I look like I'm working for maintenance of way, because where's everything else? MAU workers don't just walk around typically. There's a vehicle nearby. There's usually more than one. But that's about it. I mean, that just sums it up. It's annoying. I'll say that at least. But I'm gonna go ahead and end it off here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Am I in the wrong for this? Am I overreacting, or are some people just really rude? Let me know.